Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to the cottage. Well, some exciting things have happened today. Not all good, but the worktops for the kitchen are here. One round for the sink, and they're made from solid oak. So literally, they're just made from single boards, and you can see where they're jointed. So they have a little piece of wood in between, and I think that's quite a nice little detail, actually. And another couple there. So they fit perfectly around the sink. But I had to, when I got them back, I had to take the corner off because although this door will be changed at a later date, that's how much, literally that is how much space you've got between the door and the worktop. So that corner had to come off, close that. So yeah, I'm about to varnish them. Arga's going nicely. Actually, I need to check the Arga because it might need a bit more fuel. Where is, oh, I can't find it. There's a tool for the Arga, which you use to refuel it. Can't find it. Oh, you've got a sanding disc. That's a nice toy, isn't it? That will grind your teeth down. No, maybe we'll take that away. Tool for the Arga dogs. What have you done with it? Is it here? Haha, it's hiding. It's here. So I need to check how much fuel is in the Arga because I can't take this off and riddle it. Get dust everywhere once it's well, actually no, there's quite a bit in there. I'll put a bit more in just before we do any work because it might be a bit dusty. We don't want any dust on the varnish before it's set. Okay, so this is how it works. You lift up the lid, remove the filler plug, and then into that you insert a funnel. You take your coal scuttle. Yep. How do we do this with one hand without scratching the cooker? Let's get something to put on it. As you can see, this place is a complete chaos. This morning, disaster struck. It was really magical this morning. I came into the cottage. Everywhere outside was completely frozen. It looked like it had been snowing, but it was just frost. Every single thing was white. And I got a couple of little shots of that. And I was going to come in here and I was going to film and I was just going to make myself some breakfast. And when I was taking the pan down from the wall, which was hung up here, the Arga toast rack, it's a little metal thing, fell off. And, well, I smashed a very, very special edition Spode plate, and they are like gold dust. You just can't find them. I managed to find one, and after years of searching, I did find this plate, and it's a Christmas plate. And I thought, you know, it's New Year's. I'm going to use this plate for the last time and package it back into its box, ready to come out again next Christmas. And look what happened to it. That's what happened to it. So this was, yeah, I say was a Spode Blue Room collection. Very special, one-off. Well, not one-off, but they didn't make many of them. It was Willow Santa. So it's like the willow design. I have a willow design plate here. This is the normal willow plate. As you can see, it has birds, it has a little tea house, some people going across a bridge, and it's all very Chinese. This was a special version of it. You can see it next to it, actually. The special version of it was a Christmas themed one. So as you can see, several of the trees were replaced for like Christmassy type trees. The birds were replaced with Father Christmas or Santa, who was, yep, there you go. So you got a little gingerbread house instead of the tea house. And where is Father Christmas? Father Christmas was just at the top here. There he is. So the thing fell off the wall, landed on the plate. It didn't smash the plate, but it made the plate shoot off of the side and it landed on the tiled floor. Now anything that lands on this tiled floor explodes. So that was my very rare Christmas plate. Yeah, sorry, I forgot I was meant to be refueling the Arga, and obviously a lot of air was getting in there and it was getting quite hot, as you can see in there. So that's the fuel. Just get it goes. That'll last all day, probably into the night. It's quite good, this Argo. It doesn't use a lot of fuel. Right, let's close that up. Right, back to the plate. I'm going to have to try and find another one of these. Now, I've searched and searched on eBay all morning. I can't find any for sale. I found some that were sold on auction sites, but I just don't have the time to sit and search and search and search for hours. So I've got to do stuff in the cottage. So if anyone, we've got 220,000 subscribers, almost. Maybe some of you might be better at finding things online than me. If anyone can search for the Blue Room Collection Willow Santa Spode plate. There we go, that's part of the design. Has a little Father Christmas on the top. If anyone can find one and send me the link, put a link to it in the comments of the video or something like that, that would be amazing, because then I can go and buy it, because I need to replace it now. Yeah, so my grandmother does actually have the one that I broke. My grandmother has it. And I really wanted it because it was something that I bought for her years ago when I was a child. And I've always loved that plate, but she keeps it locked away in a glass cabinet. Probably quite sensible. I always wanted my own one, and I found one. And that's what happened to it. Oops. Well, nothing more to be said. And if anyone can find one and let me know, I will buy it. Well, no, I guess I'll just have to say me and my grandmother, we have the pair between us. Right, I need to get on with these worktops. So what am I going to do? So the worktops are going to be not varnished, I say. It's a hard wax oil. So they are waxed, but it goes on this product like an oil with a brush, and then it sets like a perfectly polished, hardened wax. So it's really easy. I've gone for the semi-matte because I actually quite like this matte texture, and some treatments for wood, they do leave it quite shiny. I really don't want glossy worktops. I'm not actually going to varnish the panelling. I don't want to do that because it could end up looking like a 70s Swiss chalet in here. So what I've got, when we bought the chateau, well, when Billy and Gwen bought the chateau, in the basement were 2 giant tins of this. I think it's called Briar Wax. And it is, look, by appointment to Her Majesty, the Queen Elizabeth II. So it's a really good quality product. And it's made of carnauba wax and beeswax. Yeah, there we go. So I'm actually going to wax all the fronts of the cupboards. And I'm going to wax all the panelling by hand. So it won't really change the colour very much. It will stay quite light, and it will look like more of an antique finish, which will keep it looking classy. But the worktops, I can't use wax on a worktop because it's going to get wet. It's going to have to be, you know, you'll spill food on it. It's going to have to be wiped down regularly. So I need something a bit more sturdy. So we're going to use the Poly X oil by Osmo in semi-matte. Also, interesting, I've got my taps for the kitchen here. They can't be put on just yet. Now, I got these. These are actually Lefroy Brooks, and they're an English make of taps. So it will say hot and cold instead of chaud and froid. So, but these actually are really expensive taps normally. They're like between £400 and £500, but I got them second hand, and they've been refurbished. So I got them really cheap, and they're amazing quality, like solid brass, and they're chromed. And when Caitlin was here, or Kat, as you might know her from Chateau Diaries, she says I should be reminded of her every time I use the taps because her surname is also Brooks. So they're the cat taps now. There we go, hot and cold taps, and they'll go on here, and they'll look quite classy, I think, quite vintage. I didn't really want the, you know, what they call a bridge tap. It's like you have a hot and a cold tap, and then you have a metal bridge that goes across, and then usually like one arm in the center, which you can turn. And they look really nice, but I saw these, and I think they call them bib taps or something. And they're just absolutely Pure vintage joy. Look at those. Right, so they're going to go on, but they can't go on yet. Sink is looking quite nice. This sink, actually, I got really cheap as well. It was, I think is it Frankie or Frank? I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced. It's a French make and really expensive. These are normally like 500 euros plus for a sink. But I went on a website and I found it really cheap. And I thought, wow, this is like, why is it so cheap? I have to have it. It was like less than half price, maybe like probably even a third of the total price it cost new. And I didn't realise it was a second or it was a damaged one. So unfortunately, there's a little crack just here. But it doesn't go all the way through. So that's no problem, it's just cosmetic. And I did buy a repair kit, which fills the crack. And actually I quite like it, you know, it just gives it a bit of character, makes it look old. Tina, why are you growling? Do you really have to? I'm trying to film here. Thank you. Yeah, so I've got a lovely sink and lovely taps, really cheap. So there you go. You don't have to buy everything brand new, but you can still get good quality, just like the Argo. That's 75 years old. It's been rusting in the basement for 4 years. But anything can be repaired and restored and brought back to life, as long as it's good quality. Tina, why are you growling? Why would you dare growl at that poor little puppy? Look how small he is and cute. Look at him. He's getting really big ears. He looks like a fox. Are you actually a fox or you're a dog? Oh, I'm sorry. Would you rather not share your bed? I can get you your own one. Nice little scratch. Right, anyway, back to work. So I'm going to get on with Osmoing these and I'll show you a bit more when they're done. Wow, look at this. This is amazing. This is not the same colour as the normal Osmo that we normally use, which is a satin. This is beautiful. It looks like honey, or sort of like a beeswax colour. So I'll just put some in there. But I just want to show you quickly how this is coming out. I'm so impressed with this product. And the thing is, I was really worried because we've used Osmo Polyexol in the Chateau. And it's amazing stuff. We use it on all the floors. But the problem is, it does leave oak slightly warm coloured, like almost quite red. It's a deep, beautiful red colour. But I didn't want that in the Cottage. This oak is very light. I wanted it more of a sort of honey coloured. Just TT. She's just snoring in the background. I wanted it more of a gold sort of honey colour. Well, look at this. So I'm just doing the underside of the worktop at the minute. Paddy the carpenter told me that that I have to protect both sides to stop it from absorbing moisture unevenly, because if you know the underside gets damp but the top's dry, it could sort of warp and buckle. So anyway, I'm just doing that at the minute. Now ignore the sheen because that will disappear because it's a semi-matte, so it won't be shiny like this. But that is the normal colour, and that is the beautiful sort of honey gold coloured, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm really impressed with that. So I just need to get some of this on. And once that's, once I put that on, I can actually just lay this on the top of the worktop because it's only going to put Osmo on this very little strip here, which is fine. And then I can do the top, but I'm just really impressed with this. In fact, I might be tempted to actually do the whole room. If it doesn't go too orange, it stays this lovely honey colour, I will do the whole room with this product. So I know it's really hard wearing and it will last forever. Tina, you are really snoring today, aren't you? Growling, snoring. Yep. All right, anyway, I'm going to carry on. And I'll tell you what, give me the camera and I'll just show them. Is that recording?
It is.
Who's that?
It's me.
Well, I'm going to pass you the camera back now.
Yes.
Actually, quickly.
Okay.
Oh, look. So I had a change of plan last night. So I didn't just do the worktops. I actually did the fronts as well because I love the colour. So they are done now.
That looks incredible.
But it's actually waterproof now and protected.
Yeah.
It's not gone too orange. I really didn't want an orangey finish. So yeah, well, I'm going to pass the camera back because you can film me now.
Of course.
No, I would actually love somebody to come here who can just hang around with me and say, here, hold the camera while I just do this, because half the stuff I'm doing here, it's not getting filmed because, you know, everyone else has got their own vlogs now. No one to film me anymore, is there, Ryan? You've got your one, Bree's got one, Sadie's got one now. The dog's going to have one next. Right, so... yeah, I need to plumb in the sink.
Uh-huh. What are you doing, Michael?
I'm just measuring up exactly where the taps are going to go. So we decided they're 10 centimetres from the wall and they're 20 centimetres apart. Pilot hole. There you go. So it has that, which just goes through where we put it, and then it cores out a 22mm diameter hole for a 20mm thing. So it's got a bit of give. Right. Oh, there we go. Finally. Oh. It's hot.
Yeah, it's really, going to be hot.
Really hot.
All that friction.
Well, how do you get the piece of wood out now? Stuck in there. Oh, right, okay. Look at that.
Show us the end of it again, actually.
This is just like a thread like that with a washer, and it has that. It goes on, tightens up.
I don't think any water's going to go through it yet, Michael. There's no pipe connected.
No. When I say test it, I mean like we've got space to. Yeah, look, you can get a kettle under there. No.
All right, okay.
Without banging the back.
Yeah.
Lovely. No problem. eBay. You can't go wrong with eBay, I tell you. They should sponsor me. I get everything off eBay in this place. You want to see it?
What?
What about the spanner?
Yeah, no, it's just...
You want people to see the spanner?
Yeah, it's a nice spanner.
Oh, it's a vintage 1940s spanner. I bought.
Yeah. Can I have a look at it?
Yeah.
Show the people. It's very interesting.
It says King Dick on it. It's an 8-inch King Dick.
Sorry.
That's what it is. That's my 8-inch King Dick. That's what it's called. What are you laughing at? It's a brand. Famous British brand of like tools, King Dick. I don't know what you're laughing about, Ryan.
Nothing.
Have you finished laughing now?
Yeah.
It's only a spanner. Oh, we've got a huge problem.
What's the problem?
The worktop's too thick. They don't screw on. Well, the problem is the worktop is so thick that once that is on, you know, the bolt that holds it on the back, there's no room to get that on. I need about at least 10mm left over to screw that on the end. You see, that connects to the underside and then connects to the pipe. So I need to
recess it.
I need to core out a recess, but I haven't got a bit that size. Have we got something that will core out a bit that size? What time is it now? What time's Bricko shut?
7.
And we need to go to the DIY shop very quickly. Right, well, obviously I can't fit the taps without a special tool to cut out a recessed thing in the... Is this still going to work? Yeah, it'll work, yeah. Well, but I need someone to drive me, so we're going to go and get Dad to drive me, because you haven't got a car now, Ryan.
That's right.
Unless you want to just drive the van.
I can.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. I'll ask Dad. At the DIY shop. These masks, I bought these earlier because this is the second time I've been to the DIY shop today, but these masks are really comfortable and they're cheap, so we'll get some of them. And they're not like the blue masks that are all just ended up in the ocean. The pollution, Ryan. These are designed to cut recesses into wood, you see? So it spins and it will cut out a recess so that I can get that in. Is that the right width though? Oh no, I need a larger one. It's not going to do it. It needs to be bigger than that. Right, well, we'll have a look around. Right, so we found a special one. The man in the shop just found us one. This one's adjustable up to 45 millimeters. So it opens up to the size you need, so I can make it the right size. I'm going to buy a set of Allen keys. I need tools. I haven't got any tools. I'm borrowing stuff from the chateau all the time, and I need to make sure it goes back. So what I'll do is I'll buy myself a set of Allen keys. It's quite important. But where are they? Right, so I've got everything I need. I've got a special bit that's going to go up and screw without, because I can't get the spanner in there now because that's going to be recessed, so that's fine. I also need to raise up the height of the sink by 5 millimeters. It's too low, it needs to be just almost flush under the worktop. So I need a piece of 5 millimeter thick baton. 5 times 24 there. Fine. Right, we'll get a bit of that, that's 5 mil. So that's perfect. That'll do, let's go. Got everything. Push that against there. Oh dear, that's cutting out. Working. The battery's gone. So let me just get a new battery from next door and charge that. If that's working. Oh, all of this faff about just to get the taps in. It's not easy, is it? Hiya.
Hi, Michael. Where have you been?
To get a new battery, a charged one. Well, it wasn't on charged, so we're hoping that actually works. Balance that there. Luckily I still have the part. Didn't leave it in the shop. Okay, so tap goes through. The fitting goes on. So now it's recessed, you see. I've actually got enough room to actually screw that on, but I think it needs to go in a little bit deeper, so a little bit further and it's almost done. Much better. Line them up. See, look at that now, look. See now, see before I didn't have any space to put that on. That's it, that's how it works. It's all recessed now. Worktop back down. Oh, they're nice and tight, but they will not move. There's nothing worse than, you know, when your tap's been on there a few years and it starts moving. There's nothing that's going to move those now. There you go. Time to put the sink in, Ryan. There.
Like a glove. Right, there we go. We've put the sink in. Well, Michael put the sink in. I watched. And you've done really well, Michael. Well done. He's a bit busy at the minute. Bless him. Subscribe to Love for Ryan.
Right, I've just got to put this in. This little piece of drain off for the sink. And then it's done. They don't make these easy, do they? There.
Oh wow, nice.
Okay. Can you believe what a faff just to get the taps in? So we've got hot, cold, and drainage. There, done.
Michael, no water's coming out of them.
No, I've got to do that tomorrow. I've got to connect that pipe up to the pipe out there, the cold water pipe.
Yeah.
The pipe's already behind the wall. We did that when we before the paneling went up. So now it's just doing a little connection there and a little connection out there. And then tomorrow I won't have hot water because there's no boiler at the minute. Because they lost my boiler, the courier company. So I'm waiting to see if they'll. It was insured, so if they can't find it, they'll have to pay out for the insurance for it. So no hot water, but we'll have cold water, and I can still boil the kettle. But at least I can, I can actually get cold water from here and clean the sink and do washing up. And if I need hot water, I'll just, fill it up from there. But
I've got one question.
Yeah.
How, as a courier company, do you lose something as big as a boiler?
It's not actually that big, the boiler.
Well, it's not exactly small, is it?
But no, there's also a barrel that's about that big. It's on a pallet.
Yeah.
So it's not really what's on the pallet, it's the pallet. Like, how do you lose a whole pallet? But, yeah, obviously they do. They just sent it to the wrong place. They put the wrong label on it, that's the problem. Right, so the sink's in. I think it looks really nice, actually. Fill up my kettle. Oh, lovely. Look at that. Kettle filled. Kettle on. Cup of tea.
So
let's go to dinner. Well, thanks for watching today's video. I'm going to be going back to my original schedule of posting videos every Friday. Obviously tonight's not Friday, but from now on there'll be one every week. I've had a nice break after Christmas. I think it was much needed, but we're back on track now. I also want to talk about a new exciting project that I'm part of. There's going to be a new exclusive to YouTube series about people who've just bought chateaus in France and are embarking on the amazing journey of doing them up. The new series is called Chateau Rescue. It's been made by my brother and his friend Philip from Chateau Life. It's going to be airing quite soon, but there is a trailer out and I'm going to be narrating the series. If you want to see the trailer, I'm going to put a link probably just here at the end of the video that you can click on. So go over to that channel, subscribe to it, and click the notification bell button so that as soon as the series airs, you'll be notified and you can watch it. Yeah, it's really exciting. So make sure you go and watch it. The link will be here. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.